All right, welcome to Algebra 2. This is Section 8 of Chapter 4. This is the big lesson, guys, because this is where you put everything you've learned together to see how to find all solutions of a polynomial function. So we've talked about this before, but here it is on like cheat sheet version straight out of the book, where it's talking about the 0 is the k value, the solution is the k value, the x-intercept is the k value, and the factor is the x minus k. So we've talked about that before. It says graph the function. Now don't use your calculator. I just want a general idea here to see if you know what you're talking about. So first things first, you want to do the opposite of what you see. So come over here, make a point at -3. Come over here, make a point at +2. Now, the end behavior of this function is like this, because this is a positive odd function. I know it's positive because 1/6 is positive, and I know it's odd because I have one x with the x plus 3, and I have two x's happening with the quantity of x minus 2 squared, because squared means it's going to be an x squared. Okay, now the other thing I know that's important about this function is at that 2, there will be some form of a bounce. So that's the, whoops, I got a little tail there. That's the only thing I want you to draw right now for your graph. But for your information, you can plug it into your calculator and see what it is supposed to look like. Now I've erased too much. Okay, let's do the next one. So it's a 1/2, which is positive, and then there's one x here with the x plus 1. There's two x's here with the x minus 4. So I know it is a positive odd. So it's going to look like this in the end behavior. The 1 means it's -1. The -4 means it's positive. And that is where there is a bounce. So that is all I want you to draw for me here for your graphing, but do put it in the calculator and check it out. Okay, on number 2, positive again. That's a 1/4 is positive. And there's an x with the x plus 2, and there's an x with the x minus 1. So it is a positive even. And we'll be going through -2 and +1 with no bounce this time. So that's all you need to draw. Okay, it says find all real zeros. The function is 6x cubed plus 5x squared minus 17x minus 6. You've got a graph in front of you. Looks like -2, some value we don't know, yucky decimal, and maybe 1.5, but I don't really know if it's 1.5. So I think we'll do quadratic formula. Let's go ahead and get our synthetic division set up. The x cubed is a 6, x squared is a 5, the x value is a -17, and the constant is a -6. Bring down your 6, bring over your -2, multiply, and add. Multiply, and add, multiply, and add. Okay, now the nice thing about synthetic division is our ABCs are all set up for us. Remember, this would be 6x squared minus 7x minus 3, but that means 6 is our A value, and the -7 is a B value, and the 3 is the C. So we've got x equals the opposite of b plus or minus the square root of b squared minus 4ac. all over 2a. Okay, pause me. Take a minute to do this work on your own here. going to plug away. That's 49. In my head here, that's going to be a plus sign. And I have 4 times 6, which I know is 24. And 24 times 3, let's see, 48, 72. All over 12. Okay, so I need to do 72 plus 49. Ooh, 121's perfect. Because I know what 121 is. Whoops, that's all still over 12. That's just 11. So I have 7 plus or minus 11 over 12. And now I'm going to share the love. Okay, so we're right in the process here of sharing the love. So 7 plus 11, there we go. 7 plus 11 over 12, and 7 minus 11 over 12. 7 plus 11 is 18. 18 over 12 reduces by what? 2 for sure. 3, yep, 3. So that is 6 over 4. Ooh, it reduces again by 2. Oh, of course, because 6 can go in there. So I've got 3 halves. So sure enough, that point right there would have been 1.5. I thought so, but I really didn't want to do synthetic division with a decimal. And then 7 minus 11 is 3, 4 minus. So I have negative 4 over 12. 4 goes in there 3 times. So I have negative 1/3. And sure enough, that pretty much looks like 1/3 right there. So I have 3 answers. I have x equals negative 2, negative 1/3, and 3 halves. Lots of work, but nice, pretty answers. Okay, one more for us. Find all zeros. So our function is x cubed plus x squared minus 2. As you can see, it only crosses the x-axis once. So I'm going to have imaginary zeros. So I already know that I am going to have to use the quadratic formula. I've got a 1 for my x cubed, a 1 for my x squared, a 0 for my x's, and a negative 2. Bring down your 1. We're going to do synthetic division with that 1. Multiply and add, multiply and add, multiply and add. We get 0, so it works. We knew it was going to work. And then remember, this is an x squared. This is an x. That is our constant. Okay, so that's your ABC value also. X equals the opposite of b, plus or minus the square root. Whoops, I forgot the opposite. B squared minus 4ac. Maybe it's because I wasn't singing. All over 2a. Okay, so I have negative 2 plus or minus the square root of 4 minus 8 over 2. There's your I right there, because I'm going to get a negative 4 under the radical. So that's negative 2 plus or minus 2i over 2. I have to share the love, so I get negative 1 plus or minus I. We also have the answer 1, and that is x equals. Great. Okay, I hope you're having a good day.